In a video made by Mr. DeShong on the Avangrove website, he explained valuable points such as how the IE period helps students who may have uncontrollable factors that could possibly interrupt their academic achievement. However, I feel as though the IE period takes away time from TCHS students for many reasons. So I decided I would interview a couple of classmates to get their inputs on the newly implemented IE periods here at Avangrove. I interviewed a TCHS student and a non-TCHS student, and here's what they had to say. We're going to start off with, how do you feel about the newly implemented IE period, Kevin?
How do I feel about the newly implemented? I think they're useless. I think that we could be spending, I can see why they would put them in there.
Right.
They could help some students. They could be beneficial. There are some things such as science IEs that would help students, but there's also some useless ones that you got to take into consideration. There's recess games. We don't need recess games. I took military history through film, which was actually a good one because film has always interested me, and history is probably my favorite subject, especially like military history. I'm very interested in Vietnam War, so that appealed to me. But just because it appealed to me doesn't mean that it's a necessity. I think for TCHS students we would have a lot more, we'd benefit a lot more from being at Tech longer.
All right. Do you believe that students should be penalized for leaving the property to go to their program when we already have earned our privilege to attend the school?
No. No, I don't. I think that is malarkey. Just my favorite word.
Me too.
I think that punishment for doing something that, or not doing something that seems useless to you, I don't want to get political, but I'm very libertarian on that stance, which basically means, like, you should be able to go. If you're a TCHS student, you don't have any classes, you should be able to go. That's
right.
all there is to it.
All right. And have you personally witnessed an increase in any truancy or behavioral problems among the TCHS attendees as a result of this new IE period?
Yes, I have. I know a couple friends who shall not be named because, they get in trouble.
Confidentiality.
Confidentiality, exactly. There are a couple friends of mine that have actually gotten detentions, and I remember one telling me they got suspended for cutting class.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, it was complete, just utter ridiculousness.
Yeah, bogus.
Bogus, that's a good word. So, yeah, there's been a little bit of a spike, as far as I could see.
Yeah. How has this change affected TCHS students' amount of time to eat their lunches?
I occasionally drive to Tech. I don't do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But when I drive to Tech, I don't have time to eat lunch, ever.
Right.
I've never driven to Tech and eaten lunch because there's no time to. And when I get on the bus to go to Tech, I have 5 minutes to eat my lunch by the time I get out of line. Lunch lines are packed with the Kennett students and the charter school students. It's insanity. However, when it's just the block days, I have found that I have a lot more time to eat without being held up in the lines. There's still a bit of a line. It's a lunch line. What are you going to do? But it just cuts it back. So if we were able to essentially cut it back to a sense where it was like the block days where we left that early and
Right.
whatever, we'd have more time to eat lunch and feed ourselves.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for interviewing with me, Kevin. I appreciate it.
Thanks. You're welcome, etc.
Goodbye.
I'm Justin Hickey, you know what I'm saying? AKA Judd, AKA Filiberto, doing my thing. How you doing?
So I'm going to ask you a few questions about the IE period.
Of course, ridiculous. Go ahead.
All right, so how do you feel about the newly implemented IE period?
Now, let me just say that this new principal, superintendent, whatever he is, it's an excellent program. I think it's a great way for the kids to express themselves, get a little bit of a break, catch up on some homework. It's the most productive study hall, man. You got hacky sacking and goat watching and this and that. I think it's a really beautiful thing, and it makes me really happy for the the younger generations coming into Avon Grove, and I think they're gonna have an excellent experience. I really like everything Mr. DeShong's implemented so far.
Awesome. All right, so speaking for TCHS students, do you think as a non-TCHS student that tech students should have the ability to go to their designated program in place of the IE period?
Most definitely, because I feel like it's a lot of TCHS students that are, getting in trouble for this and that, a detention here, this and that, all because they leave early during an IE period or a free period. Like, ultimately, I feel like they established their right to go to that program, and they should be allowed to leave before or after or during IE if necessary. I don't have a problem with it.
Totally. All right, so do you believe students should be penalized for leaving the property to go to their program when we already have earned the privilege to attend?
Absolutely not, because like you just said in the question, got the right to attend. I feel like it's their program. They should be able to go do it. Definitely, no doubt.
All right. Have you witnessed an increase in truancy/behavioral problems among the TCHS attendees as a result of the new IE period?
Most definitely, man. It's for sure ridiculous. I have most definitely noticed that. I already said, like, the kids with the detention, this and that, or no, I can't leave and go here because I'll get in trouble. And people make jokes about it. It's like a common thing people joke about. You know what I'm saying? My homegirl always joke about it, talking about, oh, but I'll get in more trouble if I leave. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
All right, and the last question is, how has this change affected TCHS students' amount? Oh wait, this is for
The TCHS student?
Yeah.
It's fine. I can still speak on it. Go ahead.
Okay, well, how do you think TCHS students' amount of time to eat their lunches gets affected?
I
because
think
they have a
it
shorter
definitely
amount?
does. They don't have as long. I know that. I know a lot of kids will be literally running after IE, get to the cafeteria, grab a sandwich or some, carrots, whatever you can grab, and just go eat because you're not gonna have time to eat there, and it's really a shame. You know what I mean? I think that's a big problem with the IE, but I think it's something that with some time, some scheduling, some tweaking, we will be able to figure it out. Hopefully some working from both sides, and we'll be able to put it together and make it a good deal. You know what I mean?
Right.
And this is Justin Hickey live from the gut.
Well, thank you for
Thank you.
helping with my interview. After hearing this feedback, I looked into some of the IE periods offered, and it made my point even stronger. Though periods such as algebra help, scholarship application, and succeeding in the world of work could be helpful to students in their success, things such as Disney movies, doodle, casual coloring, and ping pong basically do nothing to help the students grow. These essentially just waste valuable time. This time wasted could be used to give students, including myself, a better overall experience at the TCHS campus during the IE period and while relieving stress and anxiety during regular morning Avon Grove classes.